Want the hottest takes, boldest insights, and smartest analysis in sports today? Yeah, this is not that. This is Not Impressed with Josh Rosen.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 8 of Not Impressed with Josh Rosen. Got a great episode today talking about the AFC preview and prediction, division by division, with Skip Payless, Bad Dog, Nick Wrong, and Stephen A. Goldsmith. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much, as always, for liking and subscribing. Got a lot of interviews coming up, some great guests coming on, and football season is almost here. Skip Payless is coming for you, buddy. Enjoy the episode, everyone. Okay, this is Skip Payless, and it is now my turn to unleash and unload on the AFC East, which used to be the AFC least. Seriously? I have never seen a division quite like this one between the haves and the have-nots. I mean, seriously. The two bad teams, which I'll start off with in this division, the have-nots, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. In the end, you know and I know, these teams are flat-out pathetic. They are ASA 9, ASA 10, ASA 11, ASA, I don't know, Tim Tebow. They wish they had Tim Tebow because the New York Jets are just cooked this season. I mean, I'll give you this. They've got some talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Pretty good defense, but you don't have a quarterback. I mean, seriously, Geno Smith? He's your starter? I mean, I'd rather have Tiago Splitter as my starter. I'd rather have Cooper Robert Rush. Yes, that guy. That white guy. In the end, Geno Smith ain't him. The New York Jets will be lucky to win 5 games this season. But if there's one team in the AFC, certainly in that division, that I think is going to be even worse than the Jets, it's going to be the Miami Dolphins. By the way, I really like the head coach they hired, Jeff Hafley. He's got some pedigree coming from the Green Bay Packers as their defensive coordinator. He's really good. He knows ball. But in the end, this is just a give-up reset season for the Dolphins. They just throw their hands up and said, we'll be lucky to win 3 games. They might not even win a single game. Do I like Malik Willis? I do. I think he can prove to be an actual NFL starter in this league. But in the end, he's got no one to throw the ball to. I mean, Cheetah's gone. All their other wide receivers are seemingly gone. The only playmaker they've got is Achane, but I mean, he can't carry the ball 100 times a game. Defense is questionable at best. So, do I like the direction the Dolphins are going in the future? I do. I think this is a reset that was badly needed. But in the end, they're going to be pathetic this season. I've got them finishing last in the AFC East. Yup, even worse than the Jets. 2 or 3 wins maximum. Now to the haves. These two teams might be the best in the entire AFC. The Buffalo Bills, let's start with them. For my money right now, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in all of football. And this is a prove-it year for him, not in the regular season, but in the postseason to say, hey, guess what? I finally got a number 1 receiver in DJ Moore. I finally got a head coach that I love in Joe Brady, who I think's a smart young man. And in the end, I think the Bills are going to finally come through this year. They're going to not only win the AFC East, but I think they're a probable Super Bowl team. I've got them winning the division and winning, 13 games. And the defending AFC champs, that team, New England, I think they're going to once again be really good, but with a much tougher schedule, I think they're going to lose some more games. I've got them going, 11-6. I really like what Mike Vrabel's building there from a culture perspective. I really like A.J. Brown. Drake May, I call him Drake Maybe, because he was shaky, to say the least, in the playoffs and certainly the Super Bowl. In the end, they're going to make the playoffs, but they'll be a wild card team. I don't necessarily think they're regressing. I just think their schedule's tougher, and I think the Bills got better. So, yeah, I've got them finishing second in the AFC East, 11-6. So I've got the Bills finishing first in the AFC East, Pats second, the pathetic Jets a distant third, and the even more pathetic Miami Dolphins in last place. Those are my AFC East predictions, and trust me, I know ball. Heck, like I said, if Tim Tebow could suit up right now and be the quarterback for the Jets or the Dolphins, he would instantly transform those franchises. There's your AFC East predictions. I can't wait to unleash and unload all football season. Way to go, whichever team you root for in, the AFC. Oh. So hold on a minute, guys. The idea that Nick Wrong would be previewing the AFC West, that is an abomination, buddy. You know what I mean? This is obviously and clearly my favorite division. You know what I mean? And that's because, to your point, KW, the greatest franchise in NFL history is in the AFC West. And that would obviously and clearly be the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? Now, let me just say this first and foremost. I am not biased in any way whatsoever by saying that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to clearly win this division. They're not just going to win this division. They're going to win it by multiple games. You know what I mean? So let me just start off by saying the bottom of the division, it's obviously going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. You know what I mean? I really like Mendoza. I think he can be a really good quarterback in this league, but this is not going to be the year for that team led by that guy, Mendoza. I've got the Las Vegas Raiders winning 4 games maximum, although I do think they're going to be a team to look out for in the future. This is clearly not their year. So, sorry, Raiders fans. Sorry, Tom Brady, part owner. But Mendoza is going to be really good, but not this season. You know what I mean? My third place team in the division is obviously going to be the Denver Broncos. Now, I know some of you guys might say, but hold on a minute, Nick. Didn't the Broncos win the division last season and almost get to the Super Bowl if not for an injury to Bo Nix? I hear what you're saying, buddy, but listen, buddy. The idea that they won so many games, so many close games last season, I don't see that happening this season. I think they're going to lose some of those close games. Do I think they could still make the playoffs as a wild card team? Of course I do. Their defense is really good. Obviously, Sean Payton is an excellent head coach. I just think they're going to take a step back this season in terms of wins. I'm not totally sold on Bo Nix, buddy. You know what I mean? He's no Patrick Mahomes, buddy. So I've got them finishing Third in the division, they'll probably still win 9 or 10 games, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Tougher schedule. Broncos finish third. All right. My second place team in the division, this might surprise some people. It's going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. You know what I mean? To me, this is a clear and obvious playoff team. I've got them winning anywhere between 10 and 12 games. I really like Justin Herbert. I think he's going to really have an MVP. I know we've been saying for a while, is Justin Herbert going to stop being Justin Sherbert? Well, I think this is the year with Mike McDaniel, former Dolphins head coach, now calling plays for them. I think this is the year the Chargers take another step up. I think Justin Herbert obviously is in my MVP discussions this year. He's nowhere close to Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? So I like what I see from the Chargers. They've got some questions on defense, but I've got them second place in the division. Surefire playoff team. They're going to be much better. You know what I mean? And the team that I've got winning the division, and again, there's no bias here whatsoever. Brew, to your point, KW, the idea that people are actually sleeping on the Kansas City Chiefs based off of what happened last season's disastrous season with Patrick Mahomes. That is an egregious thing to say because Patrick Mahomes II is going to come back better than ever this season. He's going to be ready not just for Game 1, but for Game 17. I've got him winning the MVP. I think Kenneth Walker III, who was the Super Bowl MVP for the Seattle Seahawks, is an extremely underrated addition. This is going to be Travis Kelce's last season. He's going to want to show out, and I still think he's got something left in the gas tank. So this is a prove-it year for Patrick Mahomes. Kenneth Walker's going to have a massive season. Andy Reid's going to try to go out on top. I still think this could be his last season, maybe one or two more, but this is Kelce's last season for sure. Mahomes is going to have the greatest season by any quarterback in NFL history this season. And clearly, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win not just the AFC West, but the entire AFC. I've got them going 14-3 in a regular season, getting home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Those are my AFC predictions. No bias whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Patrick Mahomes II is the greatest quarterback, not just of this generation, but of any generation yet to exist. You know what I mean? Chiefs win the AFC West. The idea. Brew? KW? What's up, y'all? It's your man, Stephen A. Goldsmith, and I am here with your AFC North predictions. Let me be very, 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 very clear. We're looking from that perspective. The AFC North is box office. Let me be very clear, first and foremost, of all the divisions in the AFC, we got the most box office quarterbacks. Let me just get that out the way, first and foremost. Now, let me start with the bottom of this division, and I say this begrudgingly because when you look from that perspective, I want this team to succeed, but I don't think they have any chance. When you look from that perspective, finishing last place in the AFC North this year, I've got those brothers, the Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry, but they just don't have the talent. I really like Shedeur Sanders, and I think that brother deserves an opportunity to start every game for crying out loud. I mean, you're telling me Deshaun Watson, you're telling me he deserves to be the starter? I mean, my Lord, I don't think so. So, yeah, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to finish last. I'd love to see Shedeur get some quality starts, start every season, see what you got when we look from that perspective. That franchise is a mess. They'll finish last. And, of course, yeah, they traded away their best piece, Mr. Box Office Myles Garrett. Finishing third in the division, And I hate to say this because you know my heart loves this team. I love this team more than any other football team, and that would be my Pittsburgh Steelers. You all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. He's the baddest man. When you look from that perspective, the brother's over 40 years old. I think he's about 41 going on 42. And look from that perspective, he's approaching Joe Biden's age, for crying out loud. And even though I like Mike McCarthy a lot, I don't love the brother. I think the Steelers, they're just going to be, They ain't going to be box office. I got them finishing third in the division, winning 8 or 9 games. Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll finish around 500. But once again, Aaron Rodgers, I think the brother's phenomenal. You know what I think about him. But at his age, Mike McCarthy and those brothers, I just don't think they're going to be able to get it done. Finishing second in the division, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, let me be very, very clear. It's put up or shut up time for Joe Burrow. It really is. I know that brother's had some injuries. I know that the defense has been horrible. But if you're really that guy, if you're box office, if you're Joey Bag of Donuts, you got to get the job done. Obviously, Zach Taylor, he's on the hot seat for the Bengals. I don't think they have any option but to win at least 10 or 11 games and make the playoffs, because if they don't make the playoffs, Joe Burrow gonna get his ass out of there. That's all I'm saying. He might request a trade, or the Cincinnati Bengals might trade his ass, and their coach is getting fired. So there will be a lot of pressure on the Cincinnati Bengals. I got them winning 10 games, getting the wild card, and I think they'll get it done. But they won't finish first in the division, because that's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is box office, and I think he's set to prove everyone wrong. He's going to be healthy this season. I think the Ravens are going to win 12 games. I really do. I think they got a shot to get the number 1 seed in the playoffs. I really, really like the defensive improvements they've made. And most importantly, I like that they got a new voice in the locker room. This brother, Jesse Minter, he's no scrub. He's no scrub, my friends. He's going to be really, really good as a head coach. I just believe in them. I believe in the Baltimore Ravens. I believe in that brother Zay Flowers, who got a nice new contract, by the way. He's worth every damn penny. The brother is box office. Obviously, Derrick Henry is box office. We all know that brother can run the ball. When we look from that perspective, Lamar Jackson, a healthy Lamar Jackson. Obviously, that's key. Because if the brother ain't healthy, none of this means squat. Look from that perspective. Lights get bright. Palms get sweaty. Lamar Jackson is going to prove why he's the MVP. I think he's going to win the MVP, and I got the Ravens winning 12 games, winning this division, and they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. But, yeah, it's a box office division with Joey Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Shedeur Sanders, and then brothers, and, of course, Aaron bleeping Rodgers, the bad man. Ravens win the AFC North. There's my predictions. I can't wait for football season coming up very, 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 very soon. Obviously, it's going to be box office, because yours truly, Stephen A. Goldsmith, will be talking about every team all season long. Enjoy the football season, everybody. Let me be very, very clear. There's your AFC North predictions. I'm never wrong in the end.
Hello, everybody! It's the Bad Dog here with your AFC South predictions. I mean, for crying out loud, everyone's going crazy with all these football predictions. I know good football. I was around for Johnny Unitas, Otto Graham, Jim Thorpe. I've seen them all, for crying out loud. Steve, Bob Cousy, he could play football. If he played football, he would have been the greatest ever, for crying out loud. So let's take it easy on all these new kids nowadays,
But today, I'm previewing the AFC South, for crying out loud. So this division, everyone needs to take it easy, all right? The team that I think is going to win this division, let's start there, is going to be the Houston Texans. I mean, for crying out loud. C.J. Stroud, this is a do-or-die season for that kid. He's gotten worse every year since his rookie season. They got a healthy Nico Collins, whatever the kid's name is. D'Amico Ryans, we know he's always got an elite defense, but let's take it easy. They apparently fixed their offensive line, so if he can't win the division this year and get back to playing winning football, C.J. Stroud is going to be out of the league. He's going to be playing arena football, for crying out loud. He'll be playing in the CFL. So let's take it easy. I'm not taking it easy on C.J. Stroud. Texans win the division, but if they don't, C.J. Stroud is kaput. Jacksonville Jaguars. They're my second team in the division. I love this Liam Cohen. He's a great young head coach, knows what he's doing. Trevor Lawrence is coming off a very productive season. I don't know what's going on with Travis Hunter. First, he's playing wide receiver. Now he's playing defensive back again. I think he should be a two-way player, but I understand he's just going to be playing defense. Jaguars, as long as Trevor Lawrence has another solid season, they're going to make the playoffs. I got them finishing second. Wouldn't surprise me if they win the division. Now, the third place team, I've got the Indianapolis Colts. I don't trust this team at all. Danny Dimes, Danny Jones, Danny Quimes, whatever you want to call this kid, he had a great season. He showed for half the season until he got injured. We don't know if this kid can stay healthy, for crying out loud. So let's take it easy on the Colts. I love their head coach. I think they got a good direction going. But if Danny Jones can't stay healthy, they're going to finish not even third, but probably last. And that brings me to my final prediction. I think the Tennessee Titans are a disgrace. They're an embarrassment. They are a joke to football. This franchise hasn't been good since Steve A. McNair, for crying out loud. The kids out there don't even remember that guy. I am not impressed with the Tennessee Titans. I know you brought in a new head coach in Robert Saleh, who I'm also not impressed with. He was a disgrace with the Jets. Don't even get me started. Brian Daboll, you think this guy's going to save your offense? I mean, give me a break. I'd rather have Charlie Ward than Cam Ward as my quarterback. So I think the Tennessee Titans are going to finish last. They are in a world of trouble. They'll be lucky to win 3 or 4 games. Those are my AFC South predictions. Everyone, take it easy. All right, it's going to be a great football season. I don't know what's going on with Tony Romo, the CBS telecast. But everyone, stay tuned because Bad Dog's going to be unleashing all season long right here on Not Impressed with Josh Rosen. Enjoy the football season, everyone. There's your AFC South predictions. Whoa!
You've been listening to Not Impressed with your host, Josh Rosen. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite content. Yes! To learn more about the incredible Josh Rosen, be sure to follow him at Josh Impressions on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Yes! Thanks for listening to Not Impressed.